Hello, and welcome. I'm Nick, and welcome to another episode of DooM, WAD, Travelogue, the show where we say, even though it's maybe still not a great idea to go out, that doesn't mean that we can't explore new and interesting spaces. We're just going to do it in the form of community-built DooM, WADs, and level packs. I love that intro is basically muscle memory by now. That's how long I've been doing this. Bit of housekeeping. If you're watching us live, I'm by myself today, pretty much. Miss Wednesday because had plumbing issues, and I've basically spent the last almost full week uh rebuilding pipes and reinstalling sinks and bleaching uh, a quarter of a room. But that's fine now, so we're gonna make it for that stream today. So I want to try to get it in here quick, and I already know what we're looking at today because we have the Serenity trilogy to finish. Isn't that great? This one is Infinity. I don't know what to say about it. I want to say, they've been an interesting mix so far. I think Eternity was a bit better than Serenity, although Serenity had a couple of moments that really blew me away because they were really unexpected. So I'm excited to see what we have here today. So let's jump right in. I'm trying to remember all of my hotkeys. I missed 2 streams this week, and I feel like I've forgotten everything. All right, so this one replaces episode 1. If this is your first time joining us, we do the stream for the exploration, not for the challenge. So we play on the easiest skill level, and if we run into something or something seems broken or just too not fun, we'll jump into God mode or no clip or whatever it takes to see more of the levels. How do you feel about tall doors? Is it? Let's just start off in this closet. Oh no, there's a guy there. That's what I get for waiting. Oh! Listen, maybe I'm the weird one, but the fact that I finally have a chance to make up for the stream is because today is like finally the day that I get to relax a little bit. I don't have to immediately go and continue the fixing process. I got other things to work on. Always got other things to work on, but my general thought is that as long as nothing is burning down and nobody's bleeding, then everything else is basically optional. Oh wow, interesting mix of materials here. The stone, the marble ceiling, lots of wood. I like these pillars. This is a little reminiscent of E1M1. And then we go into this different zone, but the skylights sort of being a unifying theme. Oh, ooh. So I'll also say that since not worth the pain. Boy, that's a. All right. Wait, okay, I guess this one. While I didn't, there we go. Well, I haven't had time to like properly relax or play any big games. I did pick up Death Stranding and have been working my way through that finally. That's a weird one. Give me a second. Whoops. Give me a second here, because I forgot. I'll pull this out. Hey, chat. Welcome to my main screen where I can actually see you talking while I'm playing the video game. Looks like a McMansion. Yo, we have so many McMansions in our town. It's kind of... Am I stuck in here now? Interesting. Okay. What was I saying? I didn't have a lot of time to like sit and you know like delve into a game for a day. So in my moments between working on stuff, I was actually plinking away at my building Doom maps, kind of. Cause it's one of those well, my brain is empty. You know, I've talked about it before, but like it is akin to like doodling spirals when you're on a phone call, or generally it's just something for my hands to do while my brain is otherwise occupied or just exhausted. Okay, wait. Oh. This doesn't look like I'm missing anything, does it? See, you would think this... No, it's not an actual teleporter. Oh! Tucked into those little poison zones. Okay. You really cannot see doors in there. And the poison... That's a door? Wow, okay. Well, the poison discourages like jumping in there and exploring, and that is not like a regularly. Oh, there's your bar indicating that it's a door. Wow, that is hidden. That seems just hidden. And that seems like you're trying to build it in a secret. Unwelcome, Matt. Yes, I love that. You ever see one of those like, welcome to our ool, you'll see there's no pee in it, please keep it that way, Matt, and you just immediately want to dump as much ool into their pool as you can? Aha! Okay. In 1995, that would have been a good monster closet because looking down was a chore. Oh, okay. So that gives us... Hey, how do we get out of here? Okay, well, I feel like now we know that they're using this as a door indicator, so... So again, the intentional way out is a secret. These maps have a really unintuitive relationship with what they think secrets are supposed to be like. Well, I feel like I've forgotten like three thoughts that I started saying and just kind of ran past. Hello? We're talking about McMansions. Yeah, I can talk about that. You ever watch that show? It was on Netflix about like world's most expensive houses, or like I forget exactly what the They're like, not call to action, boy. Things that you don't appreciate until you don't have them anymore, like brains. Um, Ooh. Alright, weird room. I like it. See, and now you're using it not as a door. What's your deal, guys? And I'll tell you what, the one guy who, like, built his house to, I swear it looked like an airplane hangar, but also like an open floor plan office. It was like one of the grossest things I've ever seen, in terms of, wow, you decided this is the kind of space you wanted to live in. At the same time, I absolutely loved it. It was a big, ominous black box in the middle of the woods, and it looked like an airplane hangar, and it was like an open floor plan office. So like we're at like had the thing was like glass all around the outer wall, and then because it was like only had like interior dividing walls, so basically whatever room you were in, you were looking at like the same like bank of windows at everything around, and I loved it. I actually yeah, super do look like a super villain because it's all whoa, hey, what's going on? I didn't even push the switch. Please don't. I guess I'll push the switch. Like, I don't know if it was intentionally a gimmick of the show, but it was like all of these houses are like professional, like modern style designed architects who are now building their personal homes, and they're just absolutely flexing. And like some of them were like kind of cute and cool and really reasonable, and just going like, man, that is a way to like that's actually like a pretty like novel way to efficiently use the space that you have. And then there was the other guy who was just like, yeah, well, I've always wanted to live in a crevasse. So his house was like open air in the middle, and there's so many doors opening around me, and I'm scared. Oh my gosh, and there's teleports? Oh my gosh, I'm trying to explain this house. And his whole house was like an open pathway down the middle that like forked, and then all of the like indoor sections were like rock overhangs, and it looked like dude wanted to live in the crevasse from 128 Hours or whatever that movie about the dude who gnawed his arm off was. Like this is where you wanted to live. Okay, cool. Hey, listen, no shade, but that is wild. I need you to admit that this is wild, this thing that you've just said to us. Whoa! That's a good juke! That's a good juke, and it totally got me. It said, oh, this is familiar. I know exactly what this is. Not a door. That one bullet hole, the one shot from behind that forces you to, like, I was going to turn around anyway, but to make me turn around in a panic, that's really good. That was a really good juke. Wow. Like I said, it was on Netflix. One of the houses, I don't know if it was in Tokyo proper, but it was like it was in Japan somewhere, and it was like a very long, it was cool because like it was a very deep house, because I guess it was built on like an apartment block. It was like 3 floors tall, but then the very back was basically like this music. The back was like an interior courtyard that was also, no, I'm sorry, because it was the front, because it was like this interior courtyard that was the full 3 stories and glassed in, so that way, or like frosted glass in, so that way when you looked at the building through the street, you saw like this fuzzy courtyard, and then the house was behind it. And that one actually tickled my fancy so much that I started rebuilding the house in Minecraft. I don't think I ever finished it because compared to working in something like Doom, the tedium of having to place individual blocks in Minecraft while also not having the like ability to place chairs just makes it so like working in Minecraft is now too tedious for me, honestly, when I have other tools available. Yeah, this track is going wild. Like I would kind of expect to hear this in like a Christmas WAD, and I do love it. Oh. I do like this hallway. The lights and the light that they cast is a nice, interesting texture to what is otherwise a pretty plain hallway. I don't know if this hallway needs to be here. And in one of those like 360 piano pods, like Zorak or something. That could be my new avatar. Is the imp in Zorak's piano pod. That'd be really good. Hey, y'all good up there? What if I just leave? Oh god, remember that door maze from the last time around? What? Oh! Oh! Oh no. This is a maze. Okay. Honestly though? Well, I'm not... Well, I don't particularly enjoy mazes. Or like maze challenges. Building one that plays on heights like this, because again, it's, you know, it's Doom, so it's what's the word gonna be? Not like flat construction, but like yeah, flat construction. Like we're not gonna have any hallways over hallways. Oh, but this is a bummer. But just the idea of doing it this way, to add a feeling of complexity is pretty novel and reads really well. But yeah, so that show was great, and honestly, I should revisit it for. Oh, hey, this is another elevator. Who knew? I should, like, we could do an episode of this that is just like watching through that show. I could do like what if I did like a commentary track? What if I did a guide in where I like studied those buildings and tried to build them in Doom? That sounds like I can excuse making it an episode of this show. Oh, hello. This is more elevator. Cool. But like, yeah, now that there's that Zillow Gone Wild Twitter account, which, whoa, hey, whoa, what's up? Oh, it's a big N. Left's all right. I went left. Hey, I got the thing. Open concept grill. Ooh, I like that. Oh, I do like that. I have no idea where I went last time. I do, and I now remember. Oh. I guess this is the trash dump. It's like, yeah, no, we don't need stuff. Throw it in the hole. Throw it in the hole. Oh, it hurts at least. What a really weird phrase that just came out of my mouth. Huh. This is going to be a door eventually, right? It has to be. No, it doesn't have to be. It could just be some sort of light emitting. I forgot that dude's name again. I was going to do a callback, but my memory fails me. Buster Keep. Hey, I got it. Alright, I'm not doing as badly as I thought then. Alright. Now that this room is clear. I do like any courtyard with an overhang. And I like the detail of... I keep pointing at my screen so you can see that. This little overhang right here. It makes this feel as if this is a solid beam going across, and that helps make it feel like a real material in a real place. Oh, this is solid, so you can't fall down the stairs this way. Oh, good. Blue is what we got, so this is where we'll go next. Man, that might actually be kind of interesting. It's like another like game jam kind of thing, but like, because this room is reminding me again, got a little E1M1 vibes. But what if you did like a jam where you just took like all of the original rooms and you kept the geometry of the rooms intact, but then shuffled like how they are connected, and then you're also free to reskin it as much as you want, but just like, I don't know, to try to improve the maps or at least create like a unique feeling experience, but like a recycle jam. Ah! So it's not quite a monster closet, but that is a pretty good, by putting the enemy there and making the wall behind them shoot reactive, it's really hard not to trigger the door, and what you're going to get is, the door opens before you expect it to, and so this is like a bit of a surprise, I guess. Oh, I guess we're going... Wait. Okay, I didn't actually touch the exit until then. Alright. This is a pretty rad rendition, though. I'll give it that. I was just already like about to be like, oh, shocking, interesting. We're reusing this geometry. We're doing like a geometry callback. That's neat. And then the music kicked in, and I was not prepared. Um, man, what if you did like a... You could do like a deja vu level set, right? Maybe that's kind of what I was just talking about. Just like reusing like intros and rooms and parts, but you see them in different configurations each time. I'm describing a roguelike. I'm describing a roguelike. And if I wanted to do roguelike, we could play Strife. Whoop. Your door. Your door's a little whack. I like this containment chamber. Ooh. Okay, so I also really like... I'm just a big fan of skylights in general. I think it's the thing that I'm learning. Whether it's open air or like glass covered. Shush, sorry, door. But like this, the natural light of it, the texture that it gives, the fact that when you have like when you get that bloom effect, whereas the brighter natural light comes in, shadows get darker. I really like this look. This is a simple turning hallway that I like a lot, is the thing. Because of that, because of what it's doing with the skylights. Play with skylights. I need to write that down for when I'm making maps. Is play with skylights. Oh, I'm in the pit. Ow, what? Oh. A hallway. Colonel, I found the hallway. And Sigurd comes on the line. It's like, Snake, a hallway is a room that connects two other rooms, usually without any particular features on its own. Okay, Sure. No, that's specifically blocked so that you can't shortcut it that way, huh? I mean, I guess good on you for doing the polish to recognize that skip was available, but also, why would you lock that one? So when are they gonna put Doom Guy in Smash? Here's the thing. Because if they did that today, you know they would do 2016 Doom Slayer Doom Guy and like hashtag not my Doom Guy. Okay. This is a door. Ha! Just because it's unintuitive doesn't mean it can't be learned. I like this courtyard. We open on it. It's a set piece. Kind of like, okay, but kind of like, you know, when you were a kid and you went to the playground. I don't know if this is, we had playgrounds like this in a lot of places, but like, you go to the playground and you walk up and you see the jungle gym, and it was just like, all right, this jungle gym is a set piece. We see what we're in for. Okay. Okay. I would have had that fall automatically, but no, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, I like this. It's a nice set piece. It's simple. It's got some nooks to explore, and it's not that unintuitive with how you actually access the centerpiece of the set piece. Okay, now that we have the key. Oh, so that's some kind of one-way back? No, that's the way that we came in here. Uh-oh. Dangerous gazebo. That's my MGS OC is Dangerous Gazebo. So wait. How do we get back? You have to leave this zone another way? No. This is 95, so there would not have been a jump. I feel like it has to be this or something in here. It just didn't want to trigger last time. Okay, cool. This way. See, now what would be really cool is if at some point, like, something caused that room to change or trigger or become a staircase or something. Oh, okay, so we talked about houses, and about how there have been multiple on that Zillow Gone Wild account that I looked at and I go like, I could make that space work. I could make that a comfortable place I want to be in. Okay. But also that's an F. I found the F. F's in the map for. Well, something happened. Oh. Oh, and that's how we get out of here. That's how much I have to say today. Oh, yeah. Man, so here's the thing that's a super bummer. That happened, and it was like Tuesday, and on Wednesday I was like, you know what? Let me get a good shot of this hallway that I really like. Say hello to our thumbnail. And I was just like, cool, tomorrow I'll do a guide in and I'll like learn to interpret how this house is built by building a map of it in DooM. Then I started the stream, I started the recording, and when I went to the site, they had taken down the virtual tour, I guess because it had gotten so much attention that it was like overloading the servers. And I was so like a day late, dollar short. They ruined my stream for that day. Oh, that was such a cool zone too. Cause like not only was like it a house, but it was like built on. It looked like it was like built on an old like private school. Like it looked like a tiny Catholic school. And then they built like some spaces to live there, and also it was being used as a warehouse, and it was just like this. It was this whole thing, and it was great. And My bit was ruined because they couldn't stand all the attention. Oh, they did it again. That must be what opened this door. Is shooting through this gate. See, this is what I mean about this set of WADs, is that there's some really, like, there are moments where you see some, like, really thought out, clever, like, designs, and this is one of them. Like, yeah, I was handling this, and then I was like, why did the door open? And just, like, you know, the rather small set of tools that DooM gave you back in 94, 95, whenever. And, like, you know, they aren't necessarily rudimentary, but they were very, like, purpose-built for the game as it was originally designed. So it's always like a stretch to then use things like shoot switches or the donut elevator action to use it in other situations than the ones that they were purpose built for. Okay. Aha! I love this idea that, like, you think you understand this room, and then something happens and it completely recontextualizes it. Also, again, you shouldn't store the key right next to the door that it locks. That's bad security design. Oh. Do those actually count as hidden, or are they just tucked away? What's the line between fully hidden and just tucked away? I mean, this looks like an exit to me. I was gonna talk about something else. Zillow. What was the thing before that? Okay, interesting. So, safe start. Oh my god! Oh! Excuse me, I gotta jump to the rhythm. Oh my god. It's entirely recognizable, but it sounds sick. Theme of Take Me to the Hospital, please. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. Whoa. Well, that changed. Oh. What if secretly stares? We have no keys yet, so we're going through here. Oh. Not words. All right. Sounds like somebody's over here. Oh! secret escape the maze exit. Oh, that's cool. Hey, and a key. Oh, you're right here. A worm? Hey, what made that occur? Where the light breaks. That's kind of cool, actually. Huh. Yeah, I was about to pick a new topic, but those vocals, I can't take my ears off them. Alright, so that gave us blue key, which goes all the way back that way. Okay. How are we feeling? Oh, we're feeling super fine. As Dr. Timothy Leary once said, they're gonna flood your eyeballs and overload your ear balls. And I believe this is what overloading your ear balls sounds like. Oh, you know, I might as well explore the rest of the maze, right? There, I've explored the rest of the maze. Oh boy. What the heck was I going to talk about? Right, so I've been plinking away at my own DooM maps a little bit. And finally, like, starting to learn the difference between, like, vanilla DooM maps and... So basically what happened is, like, the community and the people, like, you know, making source ports and all of that were like, let's make a, Oi! Let's make a new format for DooM maps that is, whoa! What? What? That's broken. Whatever this is, it's broken. Can I jump out of it? This is not me crouching. That's broken, so... Let's not... Yeah, you just go there and you somehow fall. That's a problem. Fate? Yes. Okay, they made a new format for maps, and it is very powerful. And the idea is like, oh, this format, like, sort of like unhard codes a lot of the things about, like, how doors work and, you know, how things are connected. So like it you know, normally it's just like, okay, here's a door, and then there's a version that you need a red key, yellow key, or blue key, right? And there's like 4. So there's like regular door, 3 normal key versions, and then 3 skull key versions. That's 5, 6, 7. Okay. Um, so there's this idea that like, but that was it. That was your hard coded, and the skull key would count as a regular key, so it would overwrite it and all of that. But in this new format, I had to like relearn how to do normal doors because by sort of reworking the format and allowing for more possibilities, they sort of broke everything. But like now you can be like, okay, skull keys no longer overwrite regular keys, or here's a door that requires you have one of each key and stuff like that, right? Which is much more powerful and much more flexible. And it's this format that allows, we've talked about it before, and you'll hear me go, oh, I need to learn how to do 3D floors and like floors above floors. Like I think I definitely mentioned it in the Golden Souls episodes. But yeah, like the way to do the way to do 3D floors, the way to have sloped floors and ceilings, and the one that I was particularly interested in and was mostly playing with in my downtime the last couple of days is portals. Like and I guess we have seen those in maps, and like I was looking at it as like, oh, this must be like basically like a silent teleportation that's happening, which is what it is, but it is built in where it works. And I was saying like, oh, it must be silent teleportation because the way that I keep seeing people use them is like, I'm gonna build like a 180 degree, loops U-shaped stairway, right? And then right in the middle of the stairway, that's where you cross the point where it's gonna move you from one into the other, right? And that hides it. But the portals that I've been looking at and working with, you kind of don't need to hide it because it'll just create like, okay, this line, if you go through it this way, then you're just in another place, and it just like seamlessly seams them together right there. And so you can totally do like the TARDIS thing, and that's really cool, and that does a lot of things. And like, so when I'm learning new maps, new map software, I guess, the thing that I always do is I just start by building my own house because it's an area I'm already familiar with, and then I know what the space is going to be. I don't have to make any creative decisions. I can just like do the work to be like, all right, here's what's here. I just need to figure out how to make that happen. But like, I was able to do my whole house, including the basement, using this like portal technology. And that's rad, and that's exciting in a way that's like, oh, yeah, no, this opens up whole new worlds of possibilities. Like, not to say that like, not like there was really anything I was like, oh, if only I could do this, then I could do a whole bunch more. Like, no, like, again, that's part of why I like working in DooM, because it's, look at it, it's the same as if I was drawing on graph paper. Anything you can draw on graph paper, you can make happen in DooM, right? And that's there's a ease of use, there's a complexity limit on design, and that's what makes it more fun than chore to make DooM maps for me, right? So it's not, I don't think I'm gonna make, this sort of 3D possible designs my new standard. But the idea of saying like, oh, okay, this is a great way, like, if I come up with a gimmick, this absolutely gives me a way to bring certain gimmicks to life, or you know, if I'm taking inspiration from real world spaces, you know, like if I do and if I do decide to, you know, start like trying to rebuild real world crazy mansions, then it allows me to achieve more realistic spaces in that way. And that's cool. That's rad. That's exciting. What? Hey, what's going on in this level? I do like this over room. I was talking about something else, but I like the pillars. I like the overhang. I like the. I guess it's not really an overhang. It's more that that's a. It's a recessed ceiling. I think we gotta go this way. Ah, okay. That's how we get out here. Oh boy. All right. Ah. All right. Key. Okay, so I guess we want to go this way. Yep. 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 It's all good. Might as well. Why? That's rude. That's just rude. That's a little worrisome to me. Like, that's one of those, like, the joke is you get to kill him and you don't even have to shoot him. Like, that's your idea of a joke? I don't like that room. Ugh. Whoa, hey, what's up? Huh. Sure. Yeah, you want demon juice? That episode of The Simpsons where they go to New York. It's like we only have Mountain Dew and demon juice. I have not played Temco's Deception. How do you think we get back over there? Oh, did I miss a whole zone? Oh no, that's through the window. Oh, we know where the blue door is. Okay, so... Really? Like, uncomfortable, like... Oh, yeah, no, that's... kind of like, oh, what's that terrible FMV game? Night Trap? Like a reverse Night Trap. What if you were sending ninjas into the dome, you know? Oh, no, yes. Window. Got it. Yeah, that's weird. Like... I mean, what was that, like there are definitely games that play with the idea of like you want to, you know, set traps and create a defensible position, right? Like okay, I guess technically that describes like any tower defense or something like Sanctum? Is that the one that I'm thinking of? That was a first person shooter also? Um but like more specifically like Castle Doctrine, you know? Um where it's like first of all the idea of like where yeah where it's just like it's like no you so Doctrine was interesting because you still had to be able to make it um or that was for a little while I tried out Mighty Quest for Epic Loot uh because that year around E3 time I was bored um but yeah, like the idea of like creating traps is interesting for sure. Um, but yeah, there's a difference between like creating a defensible position and like creating a torture room. Those are different activities. Man, yeah, that. But is that worse than what was that bad game that was just about like you're an edgelord and you get to kill civilian hatred that which I hate okay but yeah like I'm of like three minds about that game because like if it wasn't earnest and it was just using that like edgelord fantasy fulfillment as a gimmick then I hate it because it worked because it was memorable for being bad and gross and I'm still talking about it today so hate it for that reason but if it wasn't just using it as a gimmick and it was like honestly trying to be that like sort of I hate the normies enough to kill them wish fulfillment like that's also just like that is a gross game to build right like I'm somebody who has antisocial tendencies and you know there's a lot of people where it's just like oh I wish I never had to deal with these people you know these people but like you know that sort of gross generalization of like here's one person that you know was a negative influence in my life but then that gets generalized to actually all people are bad you know this stuff happens especially in like middle school high school angst learning who you are learning what socializing is like kind of years but like that's a gross thing to lean into and like normalize that's the thing like that's because like so the actual response we should have to situations like that is twofold it's one like okay you feel that way let's dig into why you feel that way and let's turn you know violent tendencies into something positive right so like it's like oh if you think you know there are people out there who have these negative tendencies what can we do to you know guide them to the right path and what can we do to build communities without this negative and we can you know find and promote and encourage good supportive friendly behaviors right that would be a good turn on that and like the other side of that is just like okay and then also in general you know experiences are valid and if something happened that led you to have that experience like and somebody else was involved such that you know somebody else needed to be involved otherwise you would not have generalized your negative response to the other people so you know what happened, what led to the other person doing whatever it was that was so negative for you, and is that a larger societal, larger cultural problem, and can we address that and try to make, you know, those larger negative tendencies not happen anymore, right? So like leaning into the man, I wish I could kill everyone because I'm an angsty, you know, teen, preteen, whatever. Leaning into that is not the answer. Um, Ignoring it is also not the answer, but like that is the grossest response to that very real feeling that, you know, many people experience. I experienced it. I would like to think I've taken a more uh, uh, healthier, you know, path away from it, right? But like making that game and letting people lean into it is not healthy, and it's sort of like enabling and negative. And so also fuck that game because of all of that shit that I just said. All right. Um, Point being, a game where the premise is you are a bad guy, or like that is like the grossest example. So, um, yeah, Postal. I haven't like seen much of Postal, but Postal has that like totally same thing. I mean, like you could probably find a way to say that like stuff like Duke Nukem is doing that too, right? There's a, you know, I'm the coolest and everyone else sucks more than me are kind of two sides of the same coin, right? It's just a matter of how you take this perspective on it. Um, yeah, that's also why like rooms like this, like especially like using these metal bars like as a design theme is just like okay, like mechanically what you're doing is you're creating turrets, right? Um, because you're creating a gun that can shoot you but doesn't move and you have to deal with it. Um, but thematically and visually, what you've done is create a little kill room, right? And it's not that bad because they can and will attack you back. But like, I just opened the door and hosed them down and took no damage, and that doesn't feel great. That doesn't feel great as somebody who has become very aware of power dynamics, which I started looking into because I always felt I was on the bottom side of them. Again, going into everything I just said, that's why I feel like I can speak with some authority on how all that stuff works. Stairs. Then we're gonna get key. Oh, but yeah, so that's like the three tiers of it, right? Like at the bottom, I feel you have that hatred, Postal, just gross, nothing to it. Then you have the medium, which is like Castle Doctrine, or even it sounds like this deception thing, right? Because it's like at least the idea of, you know, you are working for the devil, right? And you're trying to serve the devil, like if you want to play that game, then I think there's an issue. But the idea of like that is like a narrative justification that makes some sense, isn't purely about the like hatred, negative feelings of it. Like that is, if that were a job, you could be neutral about that job, right? It's just like, no, this is what I was ordered to do. I'll just do it. We've heard phrasing like that before. So there's a bit like, oh, like that's not good, but it's not the same level of like just like leaning into grossness. And then I guess like the level above that is what do you call it? Something like a tower defense, right? Is like yeah, I feel like this is gonna be something, but I guess it's not. Yeah, or like Dungeon Keeper. You know, it's just like it's like that. Like there's a certain way of theming it that says like, yeah, you're working for the devil. The devil is a bad guy. You're going to do gross, dumb stuff. And like, you want to be really fun about it is like, then you start subverting it, and it's just like, then you get into sort of like how, oh, actually, this is just like a bureaucracy simulator, and the joke is that bureaucracy is hell because like it's like, oh, it's the devil. We know the devil's a bad guy. Turns out the devil does bureaucracy stuff. Guess what that says about bureaucracy? That's a fine way to do the theming of it, right? And to like put you in that gross position, but not necessarily have you do gross things, right? I don't know if I'm actually talking about Dungeon Keeper, if I'm just making something up. I've never played Dungeon Keeper either. I just know it by name. But yeah, there's the idea of like, I'm doing this vile stuff for the sake of doing this vile stuff versus I'm being asked to do this vile stuff by somebody who like is culturally accepted to be vile, and it's just like, but then it's like, you know, you can kind of have that one level of excuse of just like, it's like, I didn't choose to do this, but I'm it's just my job, which, you know, it's not really good either. Oh, interesting. Okay, where do we go? But then you still have to worry about like, okay, but it changed that. That's pretty good. But then you still have to ask like, okay, but like, you probably knew that was going to be the game of the game going in, so why did you choose to play this game where you're going to be asked to do vile stuff, right? That's, seems like there's something up with that. Okay, do we think that that is an elevator that I press directly, or is that tied to that switch and will drop when I press the switch? Yeah, like that. Like, you can take villains and make them go. It was tied to the switch. You can take like, and then that's the difference, right? Because that's like the step above it. It's just like, no, you are a villain, but everything that you're actually going to do is goofy, and this is more of a comedy than anything actually vile. That's like actually at the top end, because then you're you know, you're not doing anything vile. So that's like trying to figure out what that goes into, but like to like, to me, that's kind of where Doom has always kind of been, because it's just like, you're never shooting people. You're shooting things that look like people, but by the end of the game, you're just shooting, you know. First of all, they will all attack you first. There's nobody who only attacks after you attack them. Whoop. But yeah, that sense of like, you know, something is goofy when it is like too exaggerated to be realistic, when it is too unbelievable to be realistic. That is another way to get away from the sort of vile feelings. Hello. Oh. Trapdoor switch relay. Yeah, Evil Genius. I might have been thinking more about Evil Genius than about Dungeon Keeper. Like, yeah, like honestly, like there's this weird point at which like, if you have like a certain style of tower defense game, or like you know, certain tactics game or something, right? You can get to a point where it's just like, oh, I'm winning this. I'm solving this level in such a way that like, it's a blowout. It is. Whoa, that's a guy. Hey, guess what I got that I haven't used yet? Or like, honestly, that's something I feel about competitive games, right? Like, like you know, if you're playing like pickup game of soccer or whatever, and you know, you wanna have the mercy rule. It's just like, no, I'm like 6 points behind. This game is over, because if this game is not over right here, then all that's happening is, you know, you who are this much better than me, you're just sort of like holding my head under the water for, I guess, your own enjoyment. Like a lot of people talk about like bad sportsmanship as a matter of like, don't throw a tantrum when you lose. It's like, sure, but also like, whoa, why is that? Oh, I can't fit there. That little tall piece of ground, that's a lock. Interesting. Um, there, that dropped something. Sure. Um, but yeah, like there's something sadistic about like, clearly I have won. Clearly you don't have a chance to stand to catch up, or just like a supreme, like, unless you are specifically like being a ringer, like you don't really have a chance to come back. Like at that point, it's like, no, as the winning player, good sportsmanship is to be like, is to like call the game and not prolong suffering in a weird way, you know? Like, maybe suffering's a weird word. I always feel like I'm suffering when I'm losing, but I'm a bad loser. Oh, let's be honest. Um, but like, but there is something to that, where like part of good sportsmanship is to like be considerate of your opponent. It's more than just not throwing a tantrum when you lose. It's sort of like not rubbing it in when you win. It's just like, hey, cool, I won. We have found out the difference between us. It's like, oh, I'm so much better than you. This is. It shouldn't be fun to win that. Um, to win that clearly, right? Like if a match is a stomp, if you were the winner of that match, if you're the one stomping, that shouldn't be fun for you either. And if that's fun for you, then like, bad news. But like, my first guess is just like, oh, you're somebody who has had like been picked on before, or had like control issues in their life, or have been like on the shit end of some stick. And like, it's like, if you like stomping that much, I kind of pity you, because like, what happened that you need to feel like you have this like sadistic urge to feel this powerful, you know? I don't know, like as far as like, okay, but how do you turn that into like a game mechanic? Because it's just like, if you give the winning player a chance to ask the other team if they want to forfeit, like, I feel like that's also just rude, and that's something that you ask when you're like feeling super arrogant. Like that's a, or like, you know, if they're having a hard time accepting that they're losing or something, like, that's a weird one. Um, do we touch the backside? Oh, teleport out. Okay, I kind of like that. That's interesting. The sort of like disengage the lock to access the exit. I kind of like that. Um, what was I saying? What is this song? What is this song? feel like I recognize it, but I can't place it. I wonder if there's a way to, like... I mean, you could do something where, like... Because then the other question is, like... What about pulling punches? Is that like respectable, or is that condescending, right? Like I feel that would work okay online, where, you know, if you're playing with randos, you don't really know. It's more when you go into a match and you go like, oh, you're the heavyweight champ. There's no way that I should be able to match up with you. And at that point, you know, if I am matching up with you, that's probably a sign that you're pulling your punches, right? But as far as randos go, and like you can sort of encourage that pretty, you know, sort of like if you do it by like experience rewards or something like that, like what you want to encourage is close matches, right? Because close matches feel good. I don't know, you know, like again, unless you have that sort of like, oh, these signs aren't for me because I don't know how to read pictures. Like unless you have somebody who, you know, let's say present company excluded, but like, you know, unless somebody needs to like feed their sadistic streak or whatever, like you don't necessarily need to stomp. You can just like like a being the stomper feels good if you're feeding that sadistic streak, I guess is maybe what I'm positing here, right? But like otherwise close matches feel good. That's a Marx Brothers joke. It's like, you know, how much would I have to pay you to kill me? And it's just like, oh no, you're my friend. I'll kill you for free. Yo, Marx Brothers is real good, y'all. Enter the zone. What was I saying? Hello. Oh, something has happened. But like encourage close matches. You know, like if you get an XP reward at the end of a match, have it be higher if the final scores were closer, right? And then so that way it's just like, okay, if like maybe you're pulling your punches in order to keep the score close, but what you are doing is you're giving the other person a better time because you're making them feel more competitive. You're making them feel like they're having a better chance, or you're at least keeping them from feeling powerless, right? If you're letting them get hits now and then, and not rubbing it in their faces, I guess is the other part. You have to rely on people to not be like, you know, I'm going easy on you, right? Which is something that somebody who's not stomping says in order to deflect the fact that they're not as good as they thought they were. So maybe that actually works out. Oh, there's a lot going on up here. this is also just, a lot of my experience of like being on the losing end in Smash Brothers, right? Because like I found enough people who are just like, yeah, I love playing Smash Brothers. You want to play Smash Brothers? And I'm like, yeah, I like Smash Brothers. And then I'm over here picking freaking who's my very bad pick that I love to pick. I'm over here picking Ganon, and then they're over here, picking Falco and wave dashing, and I'm just like, oh, we're on totally different vibes here, and like it just shocks me. Like I cannot have a fun time playing in that situation because I am powerless. They have all the power to control the flow of the match to whatever end they want, whether that's to stomp or to pull punches and keep things even. And like I don't know how they have a fun time with it unless being in that position of being in control and overpowered is so cathartic that just like oh, just I feel this so infrequently, let me just have it. It's just like I guess, but like I'm just gonna choose not to play. And like in my mind, like a good match is a close one, so why do you want to continue to play? I don't know, I kind of just don't get it. I mean, yeah, there's also the people who mistake having heard something with having understood something. That's, yeah, like. Yeah. Like, that's the thing, like. Yeah. Oh, I found the tea. Spill the tea, sis. It's on the ceiling. Spill the tea on the ceiling? That's a good trick. Maybe I'm the weird one, but like, I've been playing a lot of Rocket League, and I love playing Rocket League. But then I play, and if you read my Twitter rant about why you can't play casual, like, yeah, I've been playing competitive, but not because I like being competitive, just because I like entering into a match where I'm not automatically on a team that's losing 7-0, right? That literally happened to me yesterday. It's like that is a bad matchmaking experience. Psionics, how about you think about that a little bit instead of just making a licensing deal with NASCAR and F1. I am going to buy the F1 pack when it comes out. Full disclosure, I am that weird loser. But like, it placed me in platinum, and I'm just like, that's wrong. That feels like that's wrong. And what it does is it like it places me in a position where everyone that I'm playing with is trying way harder than me. And if I want to have, a fun close match, I need to put in a lot of effort and play hard. And so, like, I can't play it casually. Like, my favorite kind of matches are still, like, scrub matches. Like, I have more fun in matches where I'm pulling my punches than I do in matches like one, a close match is always better. Two, a close match where I am pulling my punches instead of I am trying my hardest at all times, where I'm like redlining my brains and my hands to keep the match competitive. Like, yeah, the one where I pull my punches is easier, and like I'm not straining myself, and that's a more fun time. Like, where are other people's headspaces, Oh. Oh, this is the last level. Oh, folks, we're on the last level. They did the thing. They used this sector on the last level again. Ugh. That's good. I think I'm missing the start of another live stream. Ah, I gotta run my own streams. I have no time to watch the streams that I want to watch. This is the curse of the live stream generation. Oh, whoops. When is a door not a door? When it is bait. Um, oh, that's a Y. Um, hey. Guess I'm gonna touch one of these, or these. There we go. Do like the look of that. Um, facing the button so you see when it activates. Totally. I wonder if you could load all three of these WADs additively and, like, in one seating, play all three in, I guess technically that's reverse order, since the third one is the first episode, the second one's the second episode, and the first one's the third episode. But just play it through like one complete game now. Again, I don't think you know what secrets are. Is this the exit? This might just be the exit. That's just the exit. Once you beat the big blah 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 blah. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Huh. That. Let's bring it back here. Let's bring it back here. That felt really fine. Like it definitely felt like I'm thinking about that elevator maze that felt like it was iterated on. I'm thinking about that danger gazebo that was fine. That was like an alright set piece. Not as elaborate as things you would see today, but for the time, yeah, totally fine. Looked good. But it all felt very kind of samey. Like it felt like they were getting more. This is also a song, isn't it? Like the floor of interest in their designs has come up, but did not hit the like height of interesting design that we saw in the last two WADs. So very middle of the road. I'm thinking it might actually be really interesting to play it in the reverse order, go 3, 2, 1. I don't know in one sitting. I think the 8 episodes is really good. I think that was part of the problem with DooM 2, is that 8 episodes is actually a pretty good length for like a seating. You can have your power and difficulty curves, and then you can readjust it for the next time going in. Yeah, that was pretty good. And now we've made up for Wednesday, so I'll put the archive for this up tomorrow, and that'll be fine. And then I'm going to just keep my fingers crossed that no more pipes have issues going into next week. But that's going to do it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you very much. It's always good to have company. And until next time, what's the things that I say at the end of these? Get your vaccine. Until then, stay home as much as you can. You have to go out, whether you're vaccinated or not. Wear a mask. Wash your hands more than you usually do. Learn to recognize power dynamics in situations. Learn that just because somebody asked the question doesn't mean that the question doesn't have answers. Neutrality supports the oppressor, and the rule that underlines the rest of these is take care of one another. I'll see you next time.